Hello everybody, Sunday Adelaja here. Well, I'm continuing my series on reconstructing Nigeria and Nigerians. Before we could reshape our country, reconstruct Nigeria, we need to reconstruct Nigerians. One of the things that we need to bring and introduce to the mindset of Nigerians is what I call intellectual curiosity. So for us to be able to grow our nation to become a great competitive country in the world, we must embrace intellectual curiosity, and we must teach our people, our young people, the value of intellectual curiosity. That is the only way we'll be competitive. That's the only way we'll be able to build a nation that is able of develop medicine, of develop science, and develop technology. If you want to be technologically competitive, if you want to be competitive scientifically and in the area of medicine and other areas of life, then we have to let our people know that, especially our young people, that we need to entice them intellectually. We need to stimulate them intellectually. We need to encourage them to stimulate themselves intellectually. Instead of just running after instant gratification, instead of just running after quick fix, instead of just running after money, let's challenge them to use their mind. To use their mind to be curious for great things, to use their mind to look, to search, to research. It is intellectual curiosity that will lead to research. It is intellectual curiosity that will lead to inventions. It is intellectual curiosity that will lead to scientific discoveries. It is intellectual curiosity that will lead to technological discoveries. It is the intellectual curiosity that will lead to develop medicine, develop educational system, develop political system, develop social life of the country. So if there is something that we need to teach our children from kindergarten to primary school to secondary school to university, and we need to teach even in our churches, it is the subject of intellectual curiosity. This is the way that we'll be able to build a world-class nation that is all-roundedly developed, because we will have developed the mind of our people to ask questions. We will have developed the mind of our people to do research. We will have developed the mind of our people to fall in love with science, with technology, and with all kinds of progressive thoughts in humanity. So if we want to catch up with the rest of the world, we need inventions. If we want to catch up with the developed countries of the world, we need technology, we need science. And intellectual curiosity, when we begin to encourage our people to be curious not on how to make money through Yahoo Yahoo, to be curious not how to use 419 to dupe other people, to be curious about the right things, to be curious about development, to be curious about productivity, to be curious about procedures and processes, to be curious about producing goods and services. That is how our people will be able to change, because then they're going to be embracing the right value, because intellectual curiosity demands patience. Intellectual curiosity demands due process. Intellectual curiosity demands willpower. And these are things that these are the result of values. These are the right value system that we should be cultivating in our people. To have positive outlook at life, to have their willpower developed, to have their persistence and perseverance developed, to have them develop patience, to have them develop long-lasting exercise in researches and in science. These are ways that we'll be able to make them to fall in love with all things that lead to that leads to advancement of nations, that leads to creativity, innovation, and inventions. So intellectual curiosity will mean that we have to set up research centers all over the country. We mean that we have to set up innovation centers and in schools, in primary, secondary schools. Let people fall in love with research. Let people fall in love with inventions. Let people fall in love with research, fall in love with inventions, fall in love with technology. Let them fall in love with science. Let them fall in love with personal responsibility, that they can make things to happen. Let us stimulate our people. Let's find ways to do that. And it doesn't have to be the government. The government cannot do everything. So we, the citizens, somebody can just take upon, for example, this subject and develop it. Intellectual curiosity as a subject that is taught in schools, that is taught in as an NGO. What we have done in Ukraine is that we started an NGO, and we use the NGO to stimulate people. And that we know that right now IT is a big deal. A large percentage of the economy of India, for example, is based on IT. And why? Because they develop intellectual curiosity so that their people are more interested in using science to create, to bring about creativity, to bring about production of goods and services. But what our people are doing is because they have not been stimulated and they have not been given the right direction, the right information, and the right leadership. That's why our people are using their own curiosity to do 419 and Yahoo boy. So for us to be able to change that, we need to encourage them to embrace intellectual curiosity so that we'll be able to build a self-sustaining nation of people that love the right values like hard work, that due process, and that's when we'll be able to make a difference in this world, and we'll be able to write in our names and the name of our nation in the annals of history of the world. But as long as we keep on just closing our eyes and complaining and waiting for government to come and do something, nothing is going to happen. We are the ones to build our nations ourselves. When we are complaining about the government, it shows that we are not ready to build a nation. But let us stand and begin to do what each and every one of us could do right now. Let us teach people in our churches to embrace intellectual curiosity. Let us teach people in our Bible schools to embrace international curiosity. Let us teach people in schools, in colleges, to embrace intellectual curiosity. Let us be able to replicate the values that have made other countries great. Let us replicate them in our own country. Let us replicate the values of the kingdom of God, because these values, that we are talking about, of perseverance, of love, of patience, of kindness, of responsibility, of persistence, of focus, all these values that really lead to nation building, they are coming from the Bible. They are coming from God. So we should just put these values into our people and give them direction and leadership to be able to use them in the area of intellectual curiosity. And if they are going to have intellectual curiosity, they are going to have self-education. They are going to have developed minds. If a nation has people of developed minds, soon you will soon discover that country will soon become a nation of developed people. And if it's a nation of developed people, the country will soon be developed. The economy will soon be developed. So that is why intellectual curiosity is one of the key points that we need to propagate. It's a value that we need to propagate among our young people. We need to use our media, our entertainment industry to propagate the right value system. If you look at Singapore, you will see that it's one of the most is one of the top countries in the world in the area of intellectual curiosity. Look at the position they are in education worldwide. If you look at a country like Finland, those Scandinavian countries, European countries, it's because of the intellectual curiosity they have developed in their schools. America was not developed without intellectual curiosity. That's why they have so many Nobel Prize laureates. And Germany, all these countries that we are running into, England, these are countries that have been able to develop their citizens to become people of developed mind, people of develop intellectual curiosity. Through perseverance, through painful process, through diligence, through determination, they have been able to build their countries. So if we want to build our countries, it will not happen by miracles. We must embrace these value systems as well. We must embrace the value of perseverance. We must embrace the value of hard work. We must embrace the value of diligence. We must embrace the value of determination, perseverance and hard work, the dignity of labor. All these things will lead to a developed country. And we don't have to wait for government to do this. All of us can begin to do this from where we are. We reconstruct Nigerians that way. And once Nigerians are reconstructed, we'll be able to build a new nation and reconstruct our country for the love of God, church and nation. Peace.